Hi everyone, welcome back to Dilla's Kitchen. So today I'll be making classic Australian Lamingtons, which is a sponge cake cut into squares, dipped into a chocolate sauce and snowed into coconut. So let's get to it. I'm starting off by sifting 2 cups of normal cake flour here. Putting my 2 cups of sifted flour aside. In a separate bowl, I've got 1.5 cups of castor sugar. You can use normal white granulated sugar. I've got 4 eggs, but as you can see, my eggs are all double yolks. So I'm adding 4 eggs to it. I've got 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You can use vanilla essence. I just want more flavor with this cake. So this is 1.5 teaspoons. I'm going to mix this with electric mixer until it's light and fluffy, pale in color, and once you see bubbles forming, then it's ready. I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder to my sifted flour, just giving it a quick mix. Sugar mixture, you can see it's pale in color, nice and fluffy. And I'm adding my dry to my wet. I'm adding 1/2. And now I'm gonna fold it in gently. Make sure I don't knock out any air. Adding the rest of the flour. And I am still using a whisk to make sure that we don't overmix it. I've got 150 grams of melted butter that I'm adding. So I'm also adding 1/2, and we'll be doing the same. The reason why I add my butter last, it just helps the cake not to be so crumbly. Adding the rest of the butter. And I'm mixing that as well. 9-inch pan, which I buttered at the bottom and lined with parchment paper. And I'm transferring my batter to my baking sheet, baking tray. This is going into a preheated oven, 170 degrees Celsius. I'm going to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes, or until you insert a toothpick and it comes out clean. So my cake just came out of the oven. I'm going to wait for it to cool down completely. And then we're going to cut it into squares and start with our chocolate sauce, and I am recording this myself. Okay, I removed my cake from the pan and I'm going to start cutting the cake into squares. And then we're going to start with the chocolate sauce. Okay, for the best results when you bake any cake is to chill your cake in the fridge overnight, or if you want to speed up the process, put it in the freezer for an hour or so, or even more. It's just going to make it easier to cut the cake, to frost the cake, like what we're going to do now. I have cut the cake already into blocks, and we're going to start now with the chocolate sauce. In a bowl here, I've got 2 cups of icing sugar. I've got 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'm going to give that a whisk. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And I have a cup, I think it's a bit more than a cup, of warm milk that I warmed up in the microwave. And I'm mixing it. teaspoon of vanilla essence just to bring out a bit of flavor. So I only use 1 cup of milk. I didn't use the extra. You can replace the milk with water. I have done it with milk and with water, but you also feel the texture. I think our chocolate sauce is ready now. I have my chocolate sauce here. I've got a cup of coconut, but I'm not using everything at once because it gets very chocolatey and messy. I also have a drip tray here. So I dunk mine and then I put it on the drip tray, and after that I dip it into the coconut so that so it can just drip down first. I'm going to use 2 forks to dip it in. I'm also using gloves. It's quite a messy story. So you just dip, dip, dip. Make sure that every piece gets dipped into, and then I remove it. Put it on here. Now I'm dipping it into the coconut. Make sure every piece gets dipped into the coconut. And here we have our first. So I fill up my chocolate and my coconut as I'm going to finish, because like I say, it's chocolatey and messy, and as you can see, so I'm just quickly going to finish. So my lamingtons are ready. Eystervarkies soos wat ons dit ken. This is a dessert cake that we were raised with, and the community I am from, Easterus, almost everyone can make eystervarkies. The best eystervarkies that I have ever tasted come from Easterus. So die was 'n gemors story, and I'm glad that I'm done with it. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook. The link and the recipe will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and God bless.